Welcome back to KBC News Check. On the second hour, as I had mentioned earlier on, is that we are looking at the roads. And even you look, if you take today's newspaper and look at the headlines, just tells you how green the images are, and also tells you how we are doing badly as a country in terms of our road safety. And when it comes to Christmas, of course, everyone is not everyone, a lot of people are traveling, and that just exacerbates the situation. According to this paper, we're talking about 4,682 people killed in 2025, a 5% increase from 4,479 in 2024. And remember, we still have about 2 weeks to this year. And of course, the traveling has started, and we need to keep our roads safe. That is the kind of discussion that we are talking about, the festive season, security and safety measures. We're also talking about security in your home as well, because as much people will be traveling, that's the number of incidences of crime also increased. But the National Police Service has said that indeed this time round we are on top of things. Allow me to introduce my guest. We have Engineer Mawaza Kato, who is a senior engineer at Kenha in charge of axle load control. Karibu sana, engineer.
Thank you very much, Njue.
And indeed, thank you so much for making time.
Thank you.
Just next to him, we have Madam Dorothy Migarusha, who is the Deputy Director, Corporate Communications at the National Police Service. Karibu sana, Madam.
Thank you, Mr. Njue.
We are also waiting for Samuel Musumba, who is the Manager, Road Safety Programs at NTSA. But before we do, I'll begin with you guys, and I want us to find out exactly what, because you've had a multi-agency meetings, you've had multi-agency plan out of how you're going to be having the Christmas festivities. But I'll begin with you, engineer. What exactly is Kenha doing its part, and how is it doing its part when it comes to safety measures over this Christmas festive season?
Thank you very much for inviting us to this place today on this very important discussion on road safety. Mm-hmm. I think it is something that we really need to take seriously. Over the years, a lot has been done towards reducing the road crashes that we are witnessing. But unfortunately, for some reason, the numbers keep increasing. I think we need really to first agree that road safety, it does not lie on one single office or one single department of the government. Road safety is the responsibility of each and every one of us, starting with the road users, the passengers themselves. Then you come to the authorities. We have the enforcement in the police and NTSA, as well as the engineering aspect on the vehicles and on the roads themselves. So ourselves, as engineers in Kenha, our role is to make sure that we have safe roads. And in doing so, we also preach the gospel of basically having safe systems. This means safe vehicles, safe drivers, and safe roads and everything in the total system. So our role as Kenha and what we have been doing is making sure that the roads are as designed, because you can be sure that when we design roads, we have safety aspect in the design. So during construction, we also make sure that we construct with safety in mind, and this is making sure that the roads are properly properly marked, the signages are in place, the curves to allow the speeds and everything. Also, we go beyond just the normal engineering, and also go into the soft part of it, the social part of it, whereby we acknowledge that human beings make mistakes. And when mistakes are made, it does not need to be catastrophic. So we design roads to allow for these mistakes to be done and accommodate and minimize the damage that will be follow in case of a crash. So during this festive season, we have been collaborating with the rest of the departments, government departments, as well as the general public in notifying them the importance of the system's approach to safety. On our side, we have had a campaign to make sure that all our roads are free of potholes, where we have these safety devices such as guardrails and road signages. Those which have been damaged, we bring them back to place and make sure the roads are safe.
We will be getting back to you in regards to exactly what you are also practically doing on some of our black spots as well. But Madam Dorothy, I'm looking at the National Police Service, and it's a hive of activity. I don't know even whether there will be anybody on leave over this festive season, because we're looking at also security in as much as we're also trying to fortify our roads. Well, how has the National Police Service prepared itself, especially for this festive season, to ensure that not only our houses safe, but also at our roads are safe as well?
Thank you so much, Mr. Njue, for this opportunity that you have given us as the National Police Service to come and communicate to the members of the public of our plans that we have put in place so that we can ensure that they enjoy the Christmas season without worries of security. First of all, I want to state that as a National Police Service, we have put an elaborate security plan that can assist us to ensure that the members of public enjoy their Christmas festive season in a secure and a peaceful manner, so that we have a crime-free incident Christmas season. First of all, we have cancelled all the leaves that have been in the process for the National Police Service officers. All of them have been recalled back to their duties so that we can intensify our security operations during this season, so that we can ensure that members of public can enjoy the festive season. And we have also laid out a national security plan to ensure that we intensify security in our villages, in our towns, and in our
hold the thought, Madam Dorothy, and apologies for that. I'm informed by my director the microphone is having some challenges, but we're going to be checking that. My colleague Phineas here will be looking at it. But allow me just to welcome Mr. Musumba. And we had a very fruitful engagement in the morning. And many thanks indeed for making time for us, because we really need to know exactly what NTSA is doing, and also Kenyans who are watching needs to know how they need to be prepared when it comes to our roads, especially when for the festive season. The numbers don't look very good in terms of the deaths so far, and we still have 2 weeks to the end of this year and end of this month. So kindly, what is NTSA preparing for us as a nation in terms of our road safety?
Well, thank you for having me around again.
Yeah.
The season we are in today, we anticipated it. I mean, all of us know that Christmas is December. Quite a beehive of activities. And around the first of this month, we actually did invite quite a number of stakeholders together to look at the issues right in the face, because we anticipated increased travels. The demand for transport definitely will go up. And when that comes up now, it comes with so many other challenges, you know, in these days on the roads. Like now we are seeing, you know, speeding, overloading, people just doing crazy things because of this hype season. And so what we did was really come up with an agreed plan of preparedness, both government and even the stakeholders in the transport system. We brought on board the transporters themselves, trucks, the matatus, the speed governor limited dealers, the responders, our colleagues from the National Police Service, all of us. We thought that this time round, we do it a bit differently, that we do it together. Because this is not an NTSA problem alone, it's not an NPS problem alone, but it's all of us, you know, hands on deck. And so part of the preparedness plan activities that we have put in place are really checking on compliance issues on that road. That every vehicle that is moving either from Nairobi to other destinations, it has to be safe. It has to be roadworthy to really be on that road. And so quite a number of checks happening already with our colleagues, National Police Service. We're doing a lot of that. The second thing we are looking at is the drivers who are on these roads. Because this season brings in on board even drivers who have licenses that have expired. Guys who sometimes sneak in even without licenses. They'll find themselves on these roads. So we said, no, we have to be alert on this to just check that each driver on this road is also compliant. The other thing that we are looking at is the alertness of these drivers. How are they? Are they fit to drive, for example? And this comes with the other challenges of people even taking, alcohol as they drive, stopping somewhere and taking a drink, and they want to hit the roads. So we said, really want also to ensure that even the drivers who are actually on these roads are alert, are fit to drive, are not people who are driving under any influence. So those checks that we're looking at are also including, also that. The other thing that we are alive to is the rush at this time. People want to get to destination X and back and all that. The business guys in the transport sector want to cash in and all that. So we said we have to now slow down these people. We have to check on speeds. And that is an area that we are really checking on speed. If we find you speeding, then you're in for trouble. Coupled with that also now patrols, the highway patrols. It's good that we are working very closely with our sister agencies, Kenha from the Axel Weight, and the other patrol system that are on the road, just to ensure that no vehicle stalls on that highway, no vehicle causes inconvenience to other motorists as well. Unfortunately, the Nakuru incidents that involved is the coach bus, that was quite unfortunate. But that has really even made us now to enhance those patrols in the night and also in the day. The whole idea behind it is just to ensure that people move smoothly, people move, safely. Alongside that also, with our colleagues from the emergency response service providers, St. John's, Red Cross, and other volunteers who have actually committed to be on those highways, particularly places that we think are serious high-risk locations. And we mentioned those places. We know what will happen in those places. So we said, can we place even ambulances in those places, responders in those places, so that should something happen, can we get quick response? So that nobody dies actually on that scene of incidents. So all that, and a lot of enforcement now going into a lot of checking on every vehicle on that road. Sure, nobody overloads, nobody carries excess passengers. We are really alert on all this because we know those are really the challenges that we go through in such high season, period. So we are really keen on just to ensure that everything moves smoothly. Of course, we anticipate jams because of the many vehicles that are there. But we're informing the public that please just plan your journey so that you don't get up yourself in Limuru, Sokomjinga, the blue post areas that have notorious of jams.
Yeah, choke points.
Exactly, they're choke points. We're able to just plan ourselves.
Right.
So along with that, of course, there's also a lot of awareness we are creating.
And we'll be talking about awareness because we have been doing, we even see some stickers in matatus, We have seen your campaigns on TV and on radio, and we'll see how the impact of that and what maybe needs to be done too. Madam Dorothy, I'm looking at the National Police Service and the way you began before the microphone had issues is that there's a good thing you've told us that no one is on holiday. Yes. You all will be at work. And there's also something new that has come up is that you're working very closely this time around with the Judiciary in terms of trying to sort out the cases and very, very quickly so that we may clear out the backlog that has been there maybe in the courts. And yesterday even the Chief Justice Martha Koome did allude to the fact that they also be more alert in regards to these cases so that they are expedited. What more are you doing as the National Police Service, especially this holiday season, because at the end of the day, even last year we were having the same conversation on what the police service, Kenha, and also NTSA, you are doing in regards to that season. But the numbers are still staggering. What are you doing different this year that will ensure that we have less numbers than we have already?
Thank you so much, Mr. Njue. As we have already elaborated by my colleagues who are already here, that the National Police Service is collaborating with other agencies in the multi-agency approach. We have the Kenha, we have the NTSA, we also have the Judiciary, we have the National Government Administrative Officers who will be assisting us in ensuring that we have a secure and a peaceful festive season. On our roads, we have put up a robust traffic operations on our roads. We shall be having traffic checks on our major roads, and we shall be liaising with the Judiciary so that those who have been found to have been culpable of breaching any law, they can be taken through the justice system, and so that they can continue with their journeys wherever they are going. Apart from that, we also have specialized units in the National Police Service. We have, for example, in the Administration of Police, we have the SWAT team. In the DCI, we have the specialized team. We are also working with them so that they can ensure that we secure our major cities, our towns, and also in our villages. As I had already mentioned, we have a very elaborate security plan. And the security plans starts from the village level. We have the sub-county level, the county level, the regional level, and the national security plan, so that we ensure that people can have an enjoyable festive season. I've already elaborated that all officers have been called back to duty so that we can have enough officers to secure the county. We have plans to make sure that our entertainment joints and our traveling hubs, maybe the bus stages. You know, right now so many people are traveling to different places in the country. So we have ensured that we ensure that there is enough security in our transport hubs and also on our roads. We have also intensified our checks in the border, the entry points in our borders and also in our airports. So we have laid out a very robust security plan so that each and every part of the country is covered, so that people can have a very enjoyable Christmas season.
And you'll be telling us now how we should be able to keep ourselves and our houses safe, because somebody like me will have to transport to maybe leave somebody in my house, because I will travel together with my family and leave my house here in Nairobi. What are some of these red flags that we need to look out even for our houses as well, and even on our roads as well? Engineer Akato, I'm looking at overloading of vehicles, especially everyone living, you know, you see buses having even seats, mattresses, you know, shopping, you know. And how serious is this problem during the festive season, and how has Kenha prepared for that? Because they damage our roads.
Yes. Thank you very much for bringing up that matter of overloading. I think the issue of axle load control is one of our very key mandates. Personally, I'm from the Department of Axle Load Control, so I know what happens there. Maybe I'll start first by emphasizing the importance of controlling this axle load. You know, when a vehicle is manufactured, the manufacturers usually know the limits that they are expecting the user of that vehicle to carry. So the entire system, from the accelerating the engine to the braking and even the stability and suspension of the vehicle, is pegged on a maximum weight. And the way the weight is distributed also on the vehicle has a very big impact on how the vehicle operates. So when you come to overload the vehicle, it totally interferes with the mechanisms, and therefore brings in an aspect of safety issues. Because when you have an overloaded vehicle, you will not be able to brake accordingly, So the stopping distance becomes much higher. When the vehicle is overloaded, even the handling of the vehicle as you are driving becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So we are really keen on making sure that we do not have overloading. Another very serious issue of overloading is that we are damaging our roads.
Yeah.
Very seriously. I think this is something which we really need to consider, because we invest a lot of money. I think currently the road asset is valued at over 3 trillion Kenya shillings. And it is very unfair to have just a few people damaging that asset. Maybe if I can bring it into perspective, you overload a truck, for example, so that on one axle you have, say, 2 tons in excess, because the limit should be around 8 tons per axle. So you have 10 tons on one axle. The impact of that 2 additional tons basically means if all the vehicles were to load the additional 2 tons, we have designed a road for 25 years. You know what that means? The damaging factor of that additional 2 tons is a factor of 3. So the 25 years, you divide it by 3. Yeah. So a 25-year road gets damaged within 7 to 8 years. Yeah. Imagine the impact.
That's just one road.
That is how bad it is. Yeah. So basically, overloading, we as Kenha, as I said, we control axle load. We have weigh bridges on our major arteries. I think from Mombasa to Malaba and other major roads. We also have virtual weigh bridges, which are totally unmanned. We make use of technology so that we install the sensors, the cameras, the number plate readers and everything, so that once a vehicle drives through that point, it is weighed, and if it is overloaded, it is flagged and tagged in the system. So that the next time you will be passing near a weigh bridge, you will be you'll be called in, and you'll have to bear the responsibility for the overloading that you did previously. We also have mobile weigh bridges. I think these ones, I think the public needs to understand that Kenha is not out to harass people. We usually work with our colleagues from NPS. We stop vehicles randomly. It is not targeted. We stop vehicles randomly so that we protect the network beyond where we have the fixed weigh bridges. So we stop the vehicle and weigh it. If it is overloaded, then it's going to be charged accordingly, according to the Traffic Act or the East African Community Vehicle Control Act. So those are the things that we have in place to deal with overloading. And we also have another aspect that we look at, which is the dimensions, the sizes of the loads on the vehicle. You realize you have vehicles which maybe have carriers on top, especially this time of the festivities, whereby some of us would want to travel with everything to home and maybe come back. So you get the loading that is done on the carriers goes beyond the limit, because we have a limit in height of around 4.3 meters. So the vehicle goes beyond the limit. When these vehicles come through our weigh bridges, they are going to be measured, and if they are found to be exceeding the limits, they'll be charged. And this charging is, as I said, it's not targeted. We are not harassing anybody. We are looking at protecting the road asset and protecting the safety of all road users, all of them. Because, you know, when you have a crash on a road, it's not only you. Even the other third parties are involved. So our interest is for the safety of the general public.
Madam Dorothy, I'm looking at what engineer and also what Mr. Samuel said in regards to reckless driving, you know, and There are some highways which are very notorious for that. I'm quite sure at the NPS you keep your eyes very, very, very peeled for that. Which highways are we looking at that police will have heightened surveillance in terms of reckless driving? And what message can you tell anyone who wants to drink something and be on the road?
Thank you so much. All our major highways will be covered, especially those leading from the city, talk of Nairobi to Busia, Nairobi to Malaba, Nairobi to Namanga, either Nairobi to Mombasa, to Nyeri, to Nakuru. All our major highways, we shall put traffic checks in points. And in those traffic checks, we are also encouraging our members of public to assist the police, because matters of security cannot be left to police alone. It is a collective responsibility of all Kenyans and all residents who are within our country. Because I've seen instances where when we put a police check at a certain road, you'll find that the road users tend to divert and go through maybe estates to make sure they escape. Yeah. And you find passengers are seated, knowing very well a driver who is evading a police check, it actually means there is something wrong, either with the driver or with the vehicle. So we are calling upon the members of public also to assist the police and other government agencies in ensuring that our roads are very safe. On our traffic checks, what we shall be observing, we shall be looking at the roadworthiness of those vehicles. We shall be looking at the capacity, because during this time, there are so many people who are traveling, and some of the drivers might have that tendency of overloading the vehicles so that they can have that advantage of carrying more people so that they can cash on it. And also we have vehicles that are maybe meant for personal use, and you'll find that there are people who are supposed to be maybe traveling with family members, but they tend to convert the personal vehicles to public transport vehicles. So during our checks, those are the things that we shall be looking at. We shall also be employing the speed checks, because the
speed governors.
Yes, the speed governors. So we shall employ the speed guns so that we can check and ensure that people travel as per the speed that is designated as per the road areas. We'll also be employing the alcohol blow check tests, so that we ensure that our drivers are fit to drive. They are not driving under the influence of alcohol. We shall also be looking at the contents that the vehicles are carrying, because now that we have people who have a tendency, some people have tendencies of carrying things, maybe the drugs or any other illegal materials during this season. So those are some of the things that we shall be checking. And now that we are working closely with the judiciary, the time that we don't expect the people to be inconvenienced to reach the destination, but with the collaboration with the judiciary, then they can be taken through the justice system so that they can pay their fines and then also proceed to their destination. With the collaboration with the judiciary, it will also help us to curb on issues of corruption, because sometimes the drivers tend to feel the process might take long when you issue them with the notices to attend court on a later date. So with the coming of the judiciary, we'll be able to ensure that there is that instant justice at that point so that people can proceed. Apart from the roads, we have also planned for security in our major towns. We have intensified patrols, both on foot and vehicles. And also we have the air surveillance from the police air wing. We also have officers who will be in uniform, and we'll also employ officers who are in civilian, because sometimes criminals tend to evade. When they see a uniform officer, they'll be able maybe to check the route the officer is taking. So with employing the non-uniformed officers, we'll be able also to corner those who might be maybe surveilling on our officers. Thank you.
Yeah, and Madam Dorothy has raised a very good concern in regards to also our role as, as Abiria, as passengers, you'll find that the vehicle that you're in already is taking shortcuts so that it may evade any police capture because it's unroadworthy. So I want to ask you, Bwana Musumba, what role does vehicle inspection play, and especially now during this festive season, and how strict will NTSA be in terms of enforcement of this?
Now, all vehicles doing public service transport and commercial, by law, they're supposed to have undergone that annual inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the whole idea behind inspection is that just want to ensure your vehicle is roadworthy. It's not about anything else. The other mechanical issues in terms of your services and all that, that you can still do depending on really your needs. But for us, that vehicle must be within the standards of complying with the roadworthiness.
Mm-hmm.
And so we issued quite a very early statement this year and said, as we plan for the festive seasons and they had the high peak seasons, please bring your vehicles for inspection. We even actually did a free clinic just to check on your vehicle. And we asked the operators, bring your vehicles at Green Park here for the Nairobians. Quite a number of them really came up. And so we are really keen to see that that is also on the road. Which vehicle are you putting on the road? Did it go through that inspection? And these days we don't have those stickers that we used to have Kitambo where you would stick there that this vehicle is inspected. Mm-hmm. These are online processes, so we're able to check with our colleagues from the National Police Service. We just check in the system. Did you inspect this vehicle? What is the record like? Then we're able to take up action for such vehicles. Mm-hmm. But of course, we aren't ruling out the fact that there will be vehicles that sneak in. Yeah. You know, it's the time that even those dead vehicles now start coming up. They resurrect because of the demand that is there. So you'll see people resurrecting some funny vehicles now coming on the road. Yeah. Those ones that keep hiding throughout our operations, now they'll start finding their way out. Yeah. But as my colleague from NPS has said, we are so keen on that. Very, very keen, more than ever. We likely know and be able to detect, such vehicles. Some even physically, just look at them and realize this vehicle is not really supposed to be on the road. Mm. So we are really keen on each and everything. Now for private vehicles, of course, we don't inspect them, but we have a proposal in the new laws coming up that even the private vehicles now will be inspected moving forward. Because some of them, you look at them, you realize they have issues. A spot check on this highway, just the other day we were doing a patrol in the day, and you find very many private vehicles actually stuck somewhere. Somebody has opened a bonnet, gari imechemka. Then you ask this driver, really, at what point does the gari chemka? Yeah. It means you have not serviced this vehicle. Yeah. You have never maybe gone with this vehicle longer distances. Now is the time you want to bring it up to go for long distance. You have not prepared yourself. How did you plan for this? So again, it's an area that we are looking at and saying, in future now we need to check on this. But even before that, we are asking motorists, please check on your vehicle before you leave. Just plan your journey, And journey planning starts from your house, everything else that you want to move with on that particular road. So ensure everything is in order before you move, so you don't find yourself in gari kuchamuka problems, on that road. Yeah. So we are really careful on that. For public service vehicles, for commercial vehicles, that one is a must. You cannot do without inspection. Yeah.
Engineer Kato, let's look at black spots and also guardrails, because I give a practical example. I'll be using the Nairobi-Meru highway, yes, which has some scary corners and some black spots. But I know those black spots. So some people will decide to come and visit those areas. They do not know about these black spots, and some guardrails in some places are not quite, the last time I checked, they were not quite to standard, because some have been and after the demonstration, some were pulled out by some youths. So how have you prepared for that this season, and how are you sensitizing Kenyans, and especially those who do not know that indeed there is a black spot somewhere in Gikuri. There's a black spot somewhere on your road from Chuka to Meru. There's also 2 or 3 black spots as well.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Maybe I'll start by helping people understand the term that you have used, black spot.
Yeah.
Black spot basically came from statistics, whereby you had a map. When you have a crash, you mark it. So the more the marks, and the ink was marks, black. So the more the marks you had there, the bigger the
more the circle, yes. The black circle.
Yeah, so the black circle became bigger. That is how it basically originated, the black spot. Okay. But basically we all understand what black spot means. This is a place that has frequent road crashes. Another thing maybe I would also want to say is we make use of the term crashes. NTSA will agree with me. Road traffic crashes instead of accidents. Because, you know, an accident makes you think that maybe it was nobody's fault. Not that we are apportioning blame, but something which is preventable, you are supposed to take action to prevent it. So we call them road crashes. So black spots, as you have said, are places which in the past there have been frequent crashes, and they have been identified historically. So what we generally do, usually we have road safety audits that happen, and this one is not done by individuals, it is done by multi-sectoral approach. We have NTSA as the lead, we have NPS and even other stakeholders come in. We look at the road. This is pre-planned. We usually look at our entire network. But in a case whereby you would have a recurrence of crashes, then we will target that particular place, go and do an audit of the road infrastructure, identify exactly what would have been the issue. Once you've known the issue, you know, there's also the aspect of the investment that you have to now come in and get the work actually done. So before the bigger investments, like for example, Nithi Bridge, after the audit, it has been found that the bridge as it is a hazard. So it needs to be completely redesigned, replaced. But that's not something you can do in a day. So what can you do?
But plans
now?
Are underway for the Nithi Bridge. It gives us scares. It's still now. It's been about 40 years I've been using it.
Yes, plans are underway to have it improved. Generally, the whole alignment and everything will be improved there. So once we have done the audits and identified the issues, and we know the ultimate solution, maybe that's in the long term. We can also have in the medium term and in the short term. I think the first thing we'll do, first of all, is to sensitize people so that they are aware that this place, for some reason, has a recurrence of crashes. So when you approach the place, please be more alert, be more cautious, and also drive slowly. Because, you know, speed has a very big impact on the severity of a crash. So if you slow down, then the severity will also reduce. So we do that sensitization. We place the signages. We also come up with speed calming measures. Basically, this would entail rumble strips and bumps, so that the vehicles slow down. I'm sure you've also seen some of those scary signs along our networks, whereby they tell you this place is a black spot.
And then you put a mangled car up there.
It is not, okay, the government does these things, but maybe it may not be ideal, but it works. So if it works, then why not? So basically, it's an issue of bringing awareness. As you said, you know about that place. So when you approach, you slow down. But someone who is new, when he sees the signages, he will slow down and the bumps and everything, and then he should be able to maneuver through the place safely. Then in the long term, once the budgeting has been done and the resources are available, The proposed improvements are done.
Mhm.
I'm sure there are so many that have been done. I think one example is the one at Sachangwan,
Yeah.
whereby there used to be so many crashes. I remember there was one time before we went to do the road safety audit, which I was involved in.
Mhm.
There were crashes from 1st to 31st, every single day.
Every single day.
Yes. We went, did the audit, and the recommendation was we do a dueling for the entire section and have a barrier in between. It was done, and it was a big success.
Yeah, Sachangwan has
Immediately
really
after it was done, the crashes completely stopped. Of course, they can't be totally zero, but the frequency really went down. So with the resources provided, once we have recommendations, we implement. We improve the road.
Yeah.
So that is how we deal with those black spots. Yes.
That was very insightful, and of course we are hoping that we'll see more of those mangled cars, because they just kind of creates, you know, some fear, some kind of fear. And I'm also talking about creating some kind of fear that you know, reckless drivers will really know, they know this is serious. I'm looking at driver fatigue. You know, you might not be drunk, you might not be a reckless driver, but when it comes to fatigue, fatigue is also something that kills. And there were proposals that at least, and I heard Martha Kome yesterday, the CJ talk about the drivers should not do more than 8 hours, and the police will have to enforce that. How exactly will you be able to, because it's more or less like a gray area, because how will you know somebody has been working for the last 8 years, or has been driving for the last eight hours? That person is not drunk, is not driving recklessly, but unfortunately that person is fatigued. But there's no way, there's no meter to know exactly this person has been on the wheel for 8 hours. How can we circumvent that challenge, Madam?
We are calling upon the members of public through we have the circles that these buses or matatus are operating on. So we are encouraging the matatu or the circles to ensure that they comply with the regulations that have already been put in place, so that they ensure that those drivers who drive long distances, talk about from Western maybe to Mombasa, at least they should have 2 drivers on board, so that the drivers can interchange throughout the journey, so that one driver does not drive more than 8 hours. And also we have buses or matatus who do return trips. We are encouraging the SACCO management also to assist the police in enforcing this. Yes.
And NTSA, we have the National Police Service and we have Kenha. What other partners are you partnering with in terms of the road safety? Because all eyes will be at NTSA in regards to the road safety, but your other partners and players that are also working hand in hand with you guys.
Yeah, a couple of partners, but maybe before I just answer that, I would weigh in on the fatigue issue just a little bit. And really, it's a killer. In fact, it's worse than alcohol. Because if you have not had enough sleep and you're on that road, that micro sleep just takes you seconds. Close your eyes and you're off into the ditch. Many times you find drivers who are involved in those kind of incidents that they can't even tell you what happened, you know. So really, we're encouraging the transporters, at least, which is within the law, that you must have the 2 drivers. The challenge we have had with some of the operators is to put the 2 drivers on board, right? And then now this second driver, do you know what he does? Because all the seats are occupied. So this guy actually sleeps on the aisle. So you ask yourself, is he comfortable? Is he sleeping? You know, today, Ben, I mean, if you are put on the aisle on a small mattress, it's as thin as this. I've seen some of the buses. It's as thin as this. Would you be saying you are sleeping? So again, it compounds the problem. That this guy in fact is also fatigued because he's not even sleeping. So what my colleague has said, we're encouraging that you could place this driver at the other side So if it's a return trip, for example, one driver takes the vehicle to the other side, if it's, for example, Western Kenya, then your second driver actually picks it, to this end.
That's better, and as opposed to the two drivers.
Exactly. Just sit. This guy does not sleep, honestly. He's literally awake.
Yeah.
And that even adds to the problem. So we are really encouraging these transporters that plan this well. The law says this, but there's a better way of also doing it. How about, for example, there's stopovers also. Those stopovers will allow your driver to actually take a bit of rest. It's 8 hours, but within those 8 hours, this guy is supposed to rest for an hour. Those are 60 minutes. How can you do that? Within 8 hours, if I do, say, 20 minutes of rest or 15 minutes of rest, pull aside that bus, whatever it is, the time you tell abiria, sasa watu wajisaidie or something like that, you also come out of the bus, take a bit of your rest, water, whatever it is, walk around, and then move to the next destination. So it's just a matter of really planning yourselves to manage, fatigue. But also now for the private, drivers, they also go through the same. And we're just asking you, good Kenyans, that also plan your journey very well. Where does fatigue start from? Sometimes fatigue does not start on that road. Actually, fatigue starts from your bedroom. How many hours have you slept as you're waiting to travel tomorrow? You've done only 2 hours. You still have...
You had a party in the office or have your friends and you're living in the morning.
And even in the house, you did not seem to settle down to sleep. Then you hit the road in the morning. What happens? You end up in those problems. So take enough rest as you plan for this journey. There'll be jumps on this road, so just take a bit of your time to do that. Now, coming to what you had asked, we partner with so many people, the private sector, other government agencies, of course, all of them, even individuals. Because one of the things that we have learned from our experience is road safety is a shared responsibility. No one single agency can manage this problem. It's so big. And you've heard us, the three of us here, each talking about what we are doing, but we can't exhaust all that. He's looking at roads, she's looking at enforcement and security, we're also looking at all that, but we can't manage all that. We require all hands on deck. And that's why now we're working with almost everyone. This time in our plan, you'll be surprised that we invited the speed governor providers. They're the guys who fit these speed governors. So as we are there enforcing with our colleagues, then we find you speeding, then we check on the system. Actually, it's not transmitting data, for example. So the question has been, who do you blame? But many times, who do we blame? We actually remove the number plate, for example. We make sure that we take you to court and all that. But do these guys also have a role? Yes. Is it working? Because this speed governor is supposed to transmit data to us, to the transporter, and to the dealer who fitted it. So if there's that discrepancy, then all of us have to be accountable here. So we are with them on the road and saying, we stop vehicle X. And we say, this is fitted by, say, Omata, for example. Where's the dealer? Come here. Look at the transmission. If there are any discrepancies, then you also held accountable. What did you fit? What did you give, this transporter? So that we hold each other accountable. And that is the spirit of really collaboration, the partnership that we are working with many other people. Yeah.
And allow me to come back to Madam Dorothy, because at the end of the day, because we are running out of time, I'm looking at also the police service using intelligence and also community policing in regards to security of our homes as well. Because during the festive season, we've also seen increased cases of theft and thuggery.
Yes, in police, we are leveraging on issues of community policing, where we encourage the members of the public to participate in securing their communities. We are also leveraging on the Nyumba Kumi. We are also leveraging on the Ngao network, where we have the chiefs, the assistant chiefs, the assistant county commissioners, the deputy county commissioners, so that the members of the public can liaise with all the security agencies within their areas, so that they can assist us in getting information how we can assist them in enforcing the law. At the same time, we also have our toll-free numbers where we encourage the members of public to call and share information what they can see. And we also have anonymous numbers, a WhatsApp number for the DCI, where you can also report through the WhatsApp number, which I'll share when it comes to that time. So we encourage the members of the public to be aware of their environment at every point. Don't just sit somewhere relaxed. Make sure you are aware of the environment. Make sure you understand in your neighborhood what is going on in your neighborhood. And we also encourage them so that they can share the information with officers, whether they are in uniform or in civilian, whether they are on duty within that area. Because once you share the information with the police officers on the ground, they'll be able to escalate the same so that they can be assisted. And also, criminals take advantage where there is a disorganization. So we encourage members of the public to make sure they collaborate within their communities so that they can make the environment more safe, and also they harden. Sometimes people just wake up and go without caring to close their doors, maybe to employ watchmen to watch over their houses when they are away. So we encourage them so that they can leverage on the communal partnership with the police, the local police, so that we can make sure that people celebrate in a more peaceful and safe environment.
Engineer, looking at if there are any projects that Kenha is undertaking that can ease traffic as opposed to last year, can ease the Christmas and then festivity jams that we usually see, and will you increase the patrols? We've seen Kenha double cabins, you know, and pickups and vehicles trying to check out what's happening on our roads. Will those be increased as well?
Yes, thank you very much. As said earlier, we are liaising with the other agencies, so we are going to provide support, especially to the police whom we are already working with. We will definitely, we are not going on leave, as the NPS have said, on issues, especially on axle load and patrolling of the roads. Our people will be on the roads, we will be patrolling. In fact, we also have plans. We are going to make use of technology, and we'll make use of drones to do an overflight. Technology, yeah? Yes, over the roads, so that we are basically able to see where we have challenges and liaise with the NPS for enforcement. Also, any persons who will be found to be contravening the laws and they are captured on the drones, they will find the next roadblock they are being waited for. And most likely, with the judiciary also in play, immediately they are caught, they are taken to court and fined. So we are going to be very much on the road, and we'll try to make sure that we facilitate the police to do their job properly. Yeah.
Yes, and also to remind our viewers is that the responsibility on the road is between me and you as well, and also it's our responsibility. You hear the Kenha talking about eye in the sky. They'll be having drones to try and make our roads a little bit more safer. But talking about eyes, we also have our eyes on the road. From you have your workers at Kenha, National Police Service, and NTSA. But let's be very honest, some of these road crashes from accidents, road crashes, are caused because of corruption in our roads, both by officials from everywhere, from the drivers to maybe officials of the National Police Service, NTSA, and even Kenha themselves. Let's not pretend that we have sacred cows. So how, guys, are we ready to ensure that we deal with this menace once and for all? Musumba?
Yeah, it's just a bad culture, I would say.
I think.
The giver, the taker,
yes.
I mean, it's just bad manners. It even hurts that you would give me 100 shillings or whatever amount of money you give me, then the next stop I hear you've crashed.
Yeah.
That guilt will never leave me. And I can't deny that we have officers who still do this. It's a human beings sometimes. But the consequences for some of the officers, and my colleagues will attest to that, have been dire. People have lost jobs. People have gone to court. So it's not easy as people may think. This time, from the meeting that we held yesterday, the NTSA meeting, which brought all of us together, ESCC is also on board now. The officers from ESCC are also on board. So what does that mean? That us who have been quick at taking and giving, watch out, you know, chuma chetu kiko motoni. That's what the Swahili say. Yeah. And of course, ESCC guys will always come unnoticed. Then civilian, you may never know. So they'll be at those way bridges, they'll be at our roadblocks, they'll be on these roads. So really caution to all of us that those of us who have been doing this, this is not time. In fact, there should be no any other time that you should do this. Because when you are caught, we will simply hand you over to the right people to deal with you. So why would you lose your job? Why would you be taken to court just because of 100 shillings or 20 shillings or whatever amount of money that you are getting? I think the honor is in all of us that we are against this. And also just consider the consequences of doing that. I'm taking that, and then that vehicle goes, crashes and kills people. How do you feel? You know, it's really a moral responsibility for all of us. So the punishment this time around is going to be, you know, worse than people would think. Both the giver and the taker. It's going to be very serious.
It's a good thing that you shared that thought with even other stakeholders, including the judiciary as well.
Absolutely.
But let's hear from Madam Dorothy what the National Police Service has also lined up in regards to those officers who decide to take an extra coin just to, you know, have something at the end of the day and end up crashing, just like Musumba is talking about.
Thank you so much. The Inspector General has put up a good strategy to fight corruption in the National Police. As recently you saw, we had ESCC doing a search on police operations where there is a possibility of corruption in our police service points. And there was a report that was given out, and several strategies were laid to help us to fight corruption in the police. Actually, corruption is an immoral thing that should not be encouraged at any point. So we encourage our officers to remain vigilant on our roads, so that those who will be caught maybe receiving the bribes will be taken through the justice system, and action will be taken. We have seen so many officers that have been taken through and they have lost their jobs. There are those whose properties have been forfeited to the government. So it is a warning to officers that this is a time that we should be enabling our members of public to attend to the festive season without any interruption. And anybody who will be tempted to be corrupt on the road, then they should be warned that dire consequences will follow the suit.
Kenha is not left behind. You know, you find some officers decide to just let a vehicle go, and we know very well that the axle load on that vehicle is over the limit.
Yes, my colleagues here have been very clear on what happens, the consequences. It's a question of when you are found, because you know, human beings are quite smart. You might not really be found, but when you are found, the consequences are very dire. So we, in our operations, we tried and made sure that on our way bridges, we have totally automated and reduced the influence of the input of the human being. So this, the automation process makes sure that everything is captured, everything is recorded. Even our teams which are out there in the field interacting with Wananchi, they have telematics. So they have video coverage and audio recordings live. So we try as much as possible to minimize the opportunity for having integrity issues. Over and above that, we also do a lot of sensitization for our staff so that they know the need for integrity and the consequences. Because the consequences, as said, you will go home and you'll be
it's a good thing that I'm gonna say it again. The moment that Chief Justice Martha Koome also stood out and said that this year we're gonna do things differently, I think that also gives confidence to Kenyans that indeed we are all prepared to do. You are prepared to do your part. We are prepared to do our part as well. And because of the interest of time, in 10 seconds, what is the most important message that you want to issue in regards to safety of Kenyans this season, both on our roads and also in our homes?
On behalf of the National Police Service, I want to ensure the public that we are going to ensure that they enjoy their Christmas festive season without any fear of insecurity. And we are also encouraging the members of public to pass information to us through our toll-free numbers. And I'll give number 1 is through 911. You can call through 911. And also you can call through 999. You can also call through 112. And you can also send a message through Fichua kwa DCI on phone number 0800-722-03. And also you can WhatsApp anonymous message to DCI through the phone number 0709 570000. We are going to ensure that you enjoy your Christmas festive season without fear of any crime.
My director just whispered in my ear that he has granted us about 5-10 minutes extra, so I think we're going to continue with this. And I want to come back to you, Musumba, and the campaigns that you have done, both on radio, on television. We have stickers on Matatu, Zusha, Koa Maisha. We have seen those campaigns. What else are you doing this time round? I haven't seen anything on Channel 1 or even heard anything on radio. But what campaigns do you have in regards to road safety over this festive season?
Yeah, alongside the one that we had in the year, which was under the Usalama Barabarani program.
Yeah, and the EU.
Yes, we really did a lot of that to the Boda guys and all that. So this season, what we are doing is really engaging now the passengers at the bus parks, just at the point of departures. Quite a number of officers are there to just remind us that this is what you're supposed to do. Hey, belt up. Don't board this vehicle which is already overloaded. Report incidences should you see a driver, and all that. So all those are things that we're just reminding them now as people prepare to leave. For the drivers, we're also engaging them at those points and just engaging them a little bit on that. I know we have not come loud on media yet, but basically that is now what we are doing. Even at those roadblocks where you guys are stopped, part of the discussions also around there as they await clearance, we again, speaking to passengers at that point, is how was your journey, how is it, and all that. So it's just a reminder of doing the right thing, a reminder of your safety matters, a reminder that you are a driver, the safety of these people is actually in your hands, and all that. So it's part of the engagement, it's part of the awareness that we are creating. And we are also happy with this kind of platforms that we are also engaging. Social media platforms, we are also still engaging the public. As you go, please do this, do that, don't do this.
All right. Yeah. Final word.
Okay, thank you very much. Final word to our viewers today. First of all, I would wish to ask everybody that will be traveling during these festivities to plan their journeys well. Make sure that they are well rested so that we avoid the issues of fatigue that we have discussed, which are serious killers on our roads. We avoid any kinds of influence, alcohol and whatnot. Make sure we are totally at our peak as we are driving. Also, we avoid overloading and we be patient on the road. So that I am sure, because everybody will be traveling on the same day. Let's just be patient. If there are queues, let's avoid overlapping. We will all get there. And finally, on behalf of Kenya National Highways Authority, I would wish everybody safe travels and happy holidays.
All right, all right. Indeed, we have been having a very candid conversation in regards to the festive season, both security in our homes and on the roads, and the safety measures that three agencies that I have here, representatives on each and every one of them. Samuel Musumba, who is the Manager Road Safety Programs at the National Transport Safety Authority, Engineer Mawazo Kato, Axo Load Control Senior Engineer at Kenha, and in the middle we have Dorothy Migarusha, who is the Deputy Director Corporate Communications at the National Police Service. Many thanks indeed for joining us. I'm Bentro Injue. Lucy Mwaura is our sign language interpreter, but I'm crossing you over to the Safari Park Hotel where we have the Kenya Economic Report.